Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here on this big, beautiful, potent spring equinox day. I'm so excited to spend this time with you right now. And like I was just saying, it's such a big, potent day of growth and new beginnings and forward momentum. So, in these seasons of big growth and movement and forward momentum, our energy can get a little bit scattered and chaotic, and we're all dropping into the call right now. So, I'm going to have us start by just taking a few deep breaths together. And so, what we'll do is just you can bring your feet to the floor, you can cross them in your lap, whatever's comfortable, and then just close your eyes for a moment and take a great big deep breath all the way into the very base of your belly. And then let it out your mouth. And we'll do this 2 more times all together. So, great big deep breath in. And let something go with your exhale. One more time. Big deep breath in. And exhale out your mouth. Okay. Okay, so for everyone just joining, happy spring equinox. And like I've been saying, we have such a big potent moment today. So we have the spring equinox, which is today, and this means that the sun is moving into Aries. And so Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's a sign of fire and new beginnings and new projects, new ideas, forward momentum. So this is nature's new year. This is like the beginning of a new cycle according to the rhythms and the cycles of nature. So we're in a new beginning moment. And then also in the spring equinox, we have the day and the night at equal length. So this also happens at the autumn equinox. But from the winter solstice all the way up to today, the spring equinox, the sun is returning, but it's returning slowly. But after the spring equinox today, the sun starts to return faster and faster. So every day grows longer and longer, faster than before the spring equinox. And so what this means for us is that there's a lot of life force energy. There's a lot of sun, like all the buds, the seeds, the wishes, the intentions, the ideas, the visions of winter are like bursting forth. They're coming to life. There's all this life force energy. So, spring equinox is like Ostara in the pagan calendar, Easter time, eggs, fertility. We have all this new growth, new life, new beginnings. And so it's a really potent moment. And then today we also have Mercury coming out of retrograde. So Mercury, the planet that when it's in retrograde, everything is kind of reflective, old past things are coming up. We're reflecting on the past more. Things slow down. Technology sometimes doesn't work as well. All of these things, it's starting to move forward today. So Mercury is coming into retrograde this afternoon. And actually, the sun just moved into Aries like less than an hour ago. So, like this moment right now, very potent moment, spring equinox, Mercury. We're also in the light of the Pisces new moon. So, on the 18th, we had the new moon in Pisces. New moons are always times of setting intentions, new beginnings, new projects. And Pisces is a sign of dreaminess and intuition and manifestation. And so we have a lot of new energy towards like our dreams, our manifestations, what we're becoming, who we're becoming, what we're ascending and growing into. And then the last thing is that we are in the year of the fire horse. So, of course, the fire horse is a year that's associated with growth, speed, momentum. So, we're like in this growth, speed, momentum moment of a year that's characterized with growth, speed, momentum. We're in the sign of fire, Aries, in the year of fire, the fire horse. So, there's a lot of forward motion happening right now. There's a lot of new beginning energy right now. And I am sure that each of you is feeling this within your own lives. I know I am. I know everybody around me is. People are having new ideas, changes happening. There's new ways of thinking about things, new projects starting, people moving, things are changing. There's a lot of growth. People are like also tired of living in their own limiting belief stories. People are coming into a new reality and a new way of thinking, and kind of like once and for all, we're entering this whole new 9-year chapter. So that's the year of the horse too. So 2026 is a 1 year. And so the year of the snake was the shedding year, and that was the end of a 9-year cycle. And the year of the horse is the beginning of a new 9-year cycle. So we're really alchemizing what we learned in the last 9 years. We're starting a new chapter. We're taking what we've learned, we're growing forward. And so, with this energy of like wild, big, strong growth, the one thing that I know for absolute certain for sure is that the way that we can come into our fullest expression, the way that we can bloom into our brightest flower that we want to bloom into, the way that we can harness all of this energy is by cultivating moments of stillness and beauty, working with the rhythms and cycles of the earth, connecting with plants, practicing our practices, keeping our rituals. And so I'm really excited to share with you some rituals and some botanicals that can help you to come into your fullest expression and to kind of like, and this is what tea as a practice is too, but to, within each of us, within each of our spirits, our energy fields, there's this deep, cool river running that's like connected to pure potential, connected to the wise, strong energy and frequency of the earth, connected to our own truth and our own flow and our own greatness, our own goddess energy. And that's where that all lives in our bodies. That lives in our heart. It lives in our guts. It lives in our DNA, our cells. It's our truth. It's our deepest truth. But in our daily lives, we're so stuck in our brains, technology, the speed of life, all the heat, speed, the politics, the news, the programs, the diets, the to-do lists, the obligations, the responsibilities, like it's like fast, 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 go, go, go. And we're all up here in our head. And so these practices, these rituals, these botanicals help us to drop out, even for moments, to train ourselves to drop out of our thinking mind and into the wisdom of the body. And when we could access the wisdom of the body, the wisdom of the heart, our deeper truth, that cool river that runs underneath all of it, when we can return regularly to it, that's how we align on our path. That's how we find more flow. That's how we drop into our highest self and we come into our fullest expression. So that's what this work, both tea as a practice, what I teach through tea, but also these wellness rituals and botanicals. So before we dive into them, I want to reintroduce myself for those of you who haven't been on a call with me or a retreat with me or in my course or who I don't know yet in real life. My name is Sarah Scarborough, and I am the Tea Huntress. And my background and how I came to this work started in Finland. And so I grew up spending summers with my mother's side of the family in central Finland. And when we were there, we would fish and forage, and we were outside a lot, and we would talk about things like astrology and energy and vivid dreams. And life just felt really alive. It felt really clear. It felt really simple and really pure. And then it contrasted with my life growing up in Texas and Tennessee, where I was going to school, and their life felt hot, fast, loud. The water didn't taste as good. The air didn't smell as sweet. And it was less connected. There was less time to be in nature and to be with each other. And that contrast left a really strong imprint on me towards the luxury of stillness, towards the wisdom of nature, towards all these things that I share through Tea Huntress. And so without really knowing that I was going out in life in search of life the way it feels in Finland, once I graduated high school, that's what I was doing. And so this journey that I went on from the time I was, really like even little, I've started planting seeds when I was 7 and wanting to, be a farmer when I was 7 too. But it took me, instead of going on the classic path that a lot of my friends went after college, I moved to Montana, I moved to California, I learned about farming and herbalism, I learned about Reiki and yoga, and I was searching without really knowing it again for something deeper, something with more meaning, something more connected to nature. And so I was trying to find my inner Finland, cultivate my inner Finland. And on this path, it led me to tea. And so for the last 25 years, I've worked as a tea buyer, a tea formulator, a tea ceremonialist. I've traveled to all the origins of tea. I've worked with and spent time with local cultures there. And I've seen the way that these cultures share tea in order to cultivate the magic of life. And so this is my dharma. This is my light to shine. This is Tea Huntress's whole mission, is to share the magic of life and to combine everything that I've known and studied and practiced in the last 30 plus years around plants and herbalism and living off grid. I've lived in teepees and tents and straw bale houses um, when I was younger and in my 20s. Um, and then everything I've learned about tea and bring it all together. So to help you all to share the magic of life through the art and ritual of tea. Um, so thank you for being here and for receiving this light that I have to shine. Okay, so we'll dive into the rituals and the botanicals, and we'll start first with the botanicals. And so there's three themes that we're going to be working on in this season, in this potent moment of growth and new beginnings. And there's three kind of ideas that we will be thinking about as we move forward. So the first one is cleansing and purification. Spring equinox right now. This is a season of cleansing, of purification. This organ associated with spring and traditional Chinese medicine is the liver. And so a stuck liver, an uncleansed liver, brings with it energy of anger and frustration. So spring can be associated with a lot of anger and frustration. Also with like a flighty mind and like not being very grounded. But a liver that's cleansed is associated with flow and momentum and ease and growth and abundance. And so cleansing is the first one. This is a big time for cleansing our homes, cleansing our bodies, cleansing our energy fields. We'll talk about that in a moment, ways to do that. And then the second one is visioning. And so with the Pisces new moon, but also because of the balance that is associated with the spring equinox, it's a time to reflect backwards and it's a time to reflect forwards and to vision forwards. And so we have rituals and botanicals to help us to come into clear vision and thought so that we can get clear on where we're headed and how to get there. And then the third one is planting. So they were in a moment of a lot of fertility, again, Easter, Ostara, all the growth, all the new birth, new beginnings. So it's a very fertile time. And so it's a great time to plant seeds. The new moon, of course, as well. Planting seeds of intention, planting wishes, all of that. So those are our three kind of themes that we're going to be working these rituals and botanicals around. So the first botanical that I want to share with you is burdock root. And if you don't already know burdock root is the sweetest, like wise, deep medicine, wise woman of a root. She grows all over the world. She's sweet and nutty. In the spring, if you can find some at your farmer's market or grocery store, you can peel the hard outside and chop it up and put it into stir fries. Again, like so sweet, so nutty, so delicious. And burdock is called gobo. It's Arctium lapa, and really, really good for cleansing the blood, really great for cleansing the liver, just such a great detoxification root. Associated also with abundance and also largely around the world with protection and with Venus and with the root chakra and with the god Thor. So this is a strong medicine root of protection, cleansing, abundance. And I have just always loved burdock. If you can find it fresh, then take it as a gift from the universe. Buy some, peel it, chop it up, put it in your stir fry or soup. We have it in a blend called Daily Cleanse. If you haven't tried Daily Cleanse yet, it's in our wellness collection. And it also has turmeric, which is also great for inflammation, great for cleansing. It also has lemongrass in it and ginger in it, which is also great for cleansing. So Daily Cleanse is sort of for detoxification, for spring, for this time of year. Our blend Daily Cleanse, it's really delicious. It has lemongrass in it too and ginger, so it's kind of spicy and vibrant. It steeps a bright orange because of the turmeric, and it has the burdock root in it. So that's the wellness blend that Tea Hunters has for this season. And then the second one, which is more around the energy of visioning, is skullcap. So if you haven't worked with skullcap before, skullcap is a really interesting one. It's not great when combined with any other liver medicine, but we have it in a blend called Dream Work, which is all about clear dreams and clear visions. And for it to have any like contraindications, you would have to take it in tincture form or pill form or something like that. So as a whole leaf, it's just so much more gentle and subtle and easy to for your body to receive the medicine of. Um, but skullcap is really good for a racing mind. It's really good for grounding the mind, grounding the energy. It's great for vivid dreams. It's great for enhanced intuition and brain connectivity, but it has this specific energy of grounding. And so it can help if you're headstrong and you can't drop into your body. It can help if your mind is looping, chewing, racing. You know how when you're like, can't get out of this one thought pattern and you're like stuck in your head, it helps you to come out of your head and into your body. Um, skull, what is it? Skull cap, Scullitaria latera flora. But it's a really, really powerful herb. And we blend it in our blend called Dreamwork with also catmint, which is great for brain connectivity and also for intuition and for waking up the upper chakras. Peppermint, which also can help like revitalize and open the mind and protection. Damiana, which is great for embodiment, again, for getting out of the thinking mind into the wisdom of the body, into that deeper state of like wisdom and intuition. So Dreamwork is such a really beautiful blend full of flowers and also skullcap. And then the last one for the energy of planting. So when we plant a vision, it's like we've reflect backwards, we look at where we've been, and then we do practice to vision and to figure out where we want to go. And then we set our intentions. And when we set our intentions, the best thing to do then is to kind of just relax the nervous system and allow the universe to take over, right? So like once you put a seed in the garden, you know, it's like a watch pot doesn't boil. It's like a planted seed doesn't sprout. I don't know if you've had this experience when you plant a seed and every day you're like, is it sprouting? Is it sprouting? Is it sprouting? Is the water going to boil? So the thing to do is to kind of plant the seed, plant the intention, and then just relax the nervous system and trust and have faith and surrender. And so what I've chosen for this for a botanical is not a specific botanical, but kind of the whole flower kingdom or queendom, if you will. Flowers are Mother Nature's emotional support team. So they are really good for calming the nervous system. They're great for any kind of emotional support. Every flower has a different specific personality or energetic. So we have, roses are great for balance. Borage is great for courage. Chamomile is like a warm hug. Damiana is all about aphrodisia and embodiment. And so flowers are energy medicine. They're emotional medicine. But we have a blend called Mother Love. It was originally concocted for postpartum, but it's like a flower bomb. It's just a lot of big flower energy. And so we have in there a lot of relaxing flowers like lavender and roses and chamomile and hibiscus, which has a little vivacity to it. So that's the one for, and any flowers, buy yourself flowers, plant flowers, bring flowers into the home. It's just, scientifically proven actually to help with joy and with peace and remove and anti-anxiety. There's an article I read in National Geographic, I think about a year ago, and it was about the potency of flowers. And so people who cultivate flowers, buy flowers, and have flowers in their homes have less stress, less anxiety, and more joy. So those are our 3 botanicals. And then the practices that we keep, the rituals that we keep. The first ritual is we're going to go back to the cleansing. And so in this season, we cleanse not only our bodies, but also our energy and also our homes. And so for cleansing our energy, we want to be forgiving people who we need to forgive, including ourselves. We want to be apologizing for any, and this is a reflection, this is a journal moment where we sit and get quiet, who do I have to forgive and who do I have to apologize for? What do I have to forgive and what do I have to apologize for? And so we want to energetically let go of anything that we're holding on to still that will help us to release, to cleanse, to create flow, increase life force, keep our chi moving, all of those things. Another thing that we can do energetically, but also physically, is breath work. So if you don't have a breath work practice, there's a really simple breath called Kapalabhati breathing in yoga. I'll show it to you here in a moment, but also Wim Hof. If you don't know Wim Hof, AKA the Iceman, he teaches a great breathwork series. And I'm sure in everybody's local communities, they're amazing breathwork practitioners. Breathwork is a really great way to release, to get kind of under the thinking mind and into the body, and to release physically and emotionally anything that's holding us back, and to cleanse our emotional fields. Okay, so if you don't know Kapalabhati breathing, I want to show it to you really quickly. And I usually just do 2 rounds. And the reason I want to show it to you right now is because it's so quick and easy. And it's such a good one to have in your back pocket if you just need to like release some energy. So all you do is come to a comfortable seated position. You can do this with me if you want to. Just mute yourself first. And then you take a big deep breath. And then you're going to focus on, you can do a series of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You're going to focus on sharp exhales and not worry about the inhale. So you're only going to be worried about the sharp exhales. And we'll just do 10 for now. So big deep breath. And then with every exhale, you're popping your belly in. And so it creates a lot of heat and a lot of fire, a lot of alchemy, a lot of released energy. And then you can do this a few times. So that's Kapalabhati breathing. Super simple, super easy, really effective, great for releasing energy out of the body. The other way to release energy out of your energy field is just emoting. If you have anger, express it. If you have tears, cry. Like any way that you can express, emote, release, feel your feelings, then they will move through you and they will no longer be stuck in your energy field and in your body and your liver. Okay, and so for physical cleaning, we have sauna, we have jogging, we have hiking, we have drinking daily cleanse and burdock root and turmeric and all of these herbs that are really great for detoxifying the liver. Also in the spring, up is rising nettle. So nettle's a really good spring herb. All the fresh bitter greens that are growing wildly in the forest and maybe even in your garden already, spinach, salads, greens, asparagus, also garlic. And we have garlic shoots, but garlic and then lemon juice. So a little lemon juice and a cup of warm water in the morning is a great spring morning practice. But all of these things to help get the liver moving, the gallbladder, the bile, the detoxification, the chi moving, right? Like we just want to like wake up the body, let go of any stagnation that's left over from spring or from winter. And then the last one is cleaning our homes. And so this is a really great time to get rid of things we no longer need, put together some bags or boxes, give things away, take them to Goodwill, etc. Clean the house, dust the house, open the doors, open the windows. I love to make a concoction of tea tree oil, essential oil, and about 6 drops in a little bit of water, and then just to dust the house with that. It's really cleansing and it smells great. You can put a little lavender in there too. And then when you're finished cleaning, dusting, getting rid of old things, cleaning out even the pantry, old food from the refrigerator. If you have kids, little kid things that they don't use anymore, give it away, move it out, like make it a practice. Even if it's just, I'm going to spend an hour a week or however much time you have to just get some things you don't use or that have gone bad and get them out of your house. They only take up energy that could be more productive for moving forward and for growth. And then when you're finished, light a candle. And you can also go around with sage or copal or one of these beautiful cleansing smudges and sacred smokes. And you can bless every corner of your house as you walk through it with the doors open. And then I like to do that. I like to sage smudge the house and then close the doors, take a bath, put something clean on, make a cup of tea, light a candle, and just enjoy that clean space. So that's for cleansing. And then for visioning, the best, well, let's see, we're going to do actually right now in real time a visioning and intention setting practice together. So if you have a journal, get your journal out. And this is going to be an intention setting practice that we can use. And this is one that you can use now for this moment. And you can also spend a little time with it later today if you want to add to it. And you can also pull this practice back out at every new moon or every new year or every spring equinox or whatever cadence you want to set some intentions. Okay, so when you're ready, here's the prompt. What is the one thing in your life right now that your mind is looping on, that your mind is chewing on? And what is the one thing that if I had a magic wand and I could fix this one thing, what one thing would you ask for me to fix? What's the one thing that you find yourself thinking, if only this one thing were different, everything would be better, if just this one thing? And so take a couple of moments and just write down what that one thing is. And we're going to come up with a seed that we can plant in the fertile subconscious garden of our life, in our subconscious mind, our subconscious belief system, that we can work with this rising, growing energy, so that we can direct the energy and help co-create our lives. Okay, so once you have the one thing, then I want you to turn it into its positive opposite. So if your thing was, oh, I wish I just had a lot of money, then the positive opposite of that is, I have plenty of money. I have more money than I know what to do with. I am wildly abundant. Money follows me everywhere I go, however you want to state it. You want the positive opposite statement to be something positive that you're claiming. So I am is a great way to start the sentence. I am wealthy. I am abundant. And if it's like around health, then I am healthy. I have, my body is healthy, vibrant, and lean. I love and take care of my being, whatever. If it's around vivacity and joy for life, like I am vivacious, or I love my life, or if it's a relationship, thing, like I am in a positive, nourishing relationship. I am in a positive relationship. I am in a harmonious relationship. And you want to start your positive opposite sentence with the word I am. You want to make it feel good when you say it. So rather than like saying, I am abundant, like that doesn't have a lot of verb or life force or energy in it. But, if you can feel it more, I am wildly abundant. And so what we're creating here is a seed, an affirmation, an intention that we can plant into our subconscious minds. And the way that this works is that, first of all, sometimes in a world of endless possibilities, we don't really know what our intention is, what seeds we want to plant. We can get overwhelmed really easily. So sometimes the easiest way to get to the thing we really want to see change in our lives, or that we really want to manifest in our lives, is to look at what we don't want. So that's the reason behind the looping thought, the negative thought pattern. And then once you have your positive I am statement, and of course, take all the time you need today in the moment of the spring equinox beginning to work with this beyond this call. But you're going to state this intention 3 times a day for the next 66 to 120 days, if you can remember it. So this is how neuroplasticity works. We are able to rewire our minds, to shift our subconscious belief systems. And even though it might sound a little bit like you're lying to yourself right now, it's okay. Just play with the energy of it. So we're playing with the energy of this new belief and this new reality, and we're reminding ourselves of it. It doesn't have to be 3 times a day, but if you can remember this intention 1 time a day at least, 2 or 3 times is great too. But if you can remember this intention, state it out loud, feel into the new reality it represents, whether or not you kind of believe it or you feel like you're telling yourself a lie right now. You just want to feel into it. And then I promise you that it will make a big impact in your life if you stay with the new energy, because you'll start to see things a little bit differently. Your brain will start to rewire. I promise. I've done this so many times, and it just is science. It just is fact. It works. So it's not going to work like, I wish I had $1 billion. That's not going to happen in 66 days. It might, but your perspective on it, the way that you feel about it, the way that you think about it, the way that you talk about it, the way something will shift in your energy, body, mind, and spirit that will put you closer to that reality and give you more peace and more flow and more of a feeling of co-creating your life. I promise this work really, really works. This ritual work, this intention setting work. And the more you work it, the more you stay with it, the more you feel into it, the more you lean into it, the more that it does work. So that's the intention setting practice. And then, of course, my favorite practice, my favorite ritual for any season and any time of year is the practice of tea. And so, if you have not sat with tea in silence, it is a really life changing and profound practice. And what you need to do this, and I have a course online that's called How to Start Your Own Tea Practice. And then I also have a Art and Ritual of Tea online certification course, which starts in 2 days on March 22nd. We have the spring cohort starting, and it's a 3-month journey where you're guided through earth, water, wind, and fire. And in earth, we learn everything about tea, its energetics, um, its benefits to body, mind, and spirit, its history, its agriculture, its original personality and as a goddess in its homeland of China and its journey around the world, and all the different types of botanicals as well. And then in water, we talk about the energy and frequency of water, how to steep, how to boil, how to pour tea, all the different types of tea, even how to make matcha and chai. We talk about tea ware. And then in wind is the module where we start to transform from student to like sharing tea out in your world to enrich not only your own life, but the lives of your friends and family and communities. So in Wind, we talk about ritual, we talk about ceremony, how to create sacred space. We talk about your dharma, your life purpose, your ikigai, they call it in Japan. And so we do work, and you're supported throughout the whole journey with yoga classes and journal prompts, elemental overviews. We have a weekly live call. And then in the final module, it's fire. And so in fire is when you start to share tea out into your communities with your friends, with your family, and start to have that practice and to train yourself to learn to share tea coming from your own place of truth and authenticity. So coming from your own purpose, your own dharma, your own joy, what you love and what you're drawn to, and then as a way to enrich lives. And so the cohort starts in 2 days. We have payment plans available, but check that out online. I'd love to see you there if you're interested in joining. And this program is it's my swan song. It's everything I know about tea all put into one. It's our pinnacle program. It's our pinnacle offering. And the idea of it is what I said in the beginning, is that what I share here is the art and ritual of tea as a way to impact and improve and enhance lives, to share the magic of life. And so through this program with the yoga classes and the meditations and the live calls and all the deep history, knowledge, and technique of tea, it's my way to hand to you, to anybody who feels a yes, who feels called, who feels excited, who feels like, oh, that is something that resonates with me. Because I really do firmly believe that not just rituals, of course, moments of stillness, moments of beauty, but tea as a modality to get there, tea as the way to create these moments of stillness and beauty and to reconnect with the energy and frequency, the wisdom, the truth, the vibration of the earth, as a way to drop into that cool river running beneath all of the noise and heat and speed and AI and politics and all the things in our minds, that really tea is the way, it is the ritual. And there's a great quote that I love to share by Thich Nhat Hanh, the late Buddhist monk who taught and wrote and shared a lot about tea as an energy medicine. And he said, tea is an act complete in its simplicity. And he said, it reveals that all the pain, all the drama, all the complexity in life is invented in our minds for no good purpose. It is just me and the tea converging. And so this practice of being with tea, and particularly if you're with a ceremonial tea, a high vibe tea, a tea that has its energy turned all the way up, or even a botanical that does. In our world, 99.9% of what we find at grocery stores and even tea shops is really pretty low vibe tea. The volume's not turned up, but if you start to sit with and connect with and spend time with these plants of the world that have, like especially tea as an entheogen, she is a god plant, she's a divine plant. And if you're having a cup of, yellow label Lipton, you're not going to feel that energy. But if you're drinking leaves from an old, ancient, or wild tree, you'll feel it. You'll feel the energy. You'll feel the peace. You'll feel the heart opening. You'll feel the connection and that energy and frequency. You can feel it. It's called cha chi, tea energy, tea life force energy, and it's a thing. It's alive and well in these ceremonial teas. And so when we sit here in these moments, we connect with what I believe is the most important part of life, and that is truth. And the truth that in a world that is getting increasingly hot and loud and fast and artificial, and in a moment in time of history where the, buds are breaking and the grass is growing, and inside of us we have all this growth and all this movement, all this upward rising energy. The way to harness that and the way to really cultivate it and the way to move forward in our most highest expression is to sit in these moments of stillness with the medicine and wisdom of the earth, because it reminds us what Thich Nhat Hanh said, which is, you're actually fine just how you are. And yes, there are programs, and yes, there are diets, and yes, there are protocols, and yes, there is more you can be, and there's more that you can grow and evolve in. And you should, because a seed breaks and flowers bloom and earth rises and moves, and you're here to rise and grow and evolve. And balancing that with the awareness that, like, you are good just how you are, and it is meant to be simple, and it's not meant to be so complicated. And tea just reminds us of that. And there's some very, very deep peace. And again, it takes me back to sitting in the forest in Finland. There's just a deep peace in the stillness of the tea and the stillness of that wisdom of nature that tells you you can take a deep breath. Everything's going to be just fine. Enjoy your life. Open your heart. Have a cup of tea. Find your clarity. Okay, so that's my offering. That's my opening. And I would love to see you in any of our courses. I'd love to see you in the spring cohort. If you have any questions, you can reach us at info@thuntress. Oh, no, it's not. It's hello@thuntress.com. You can always reach us there. If you have any questions, you can ask them now. We have a little bit of time. Let's see. And you can text. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can unmute yourself and just let me know.
Aloha, Sarah.
Aloha.
My name is Jackie. I'm live in Maui, Hawaii, although I'm in California right now. And if it's appropriate for now, could you talk a little bit about your Finland retreat? Because I'm circling.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course. So the Finland retreat's called Mystic Finland, and it's every year on the Lionsgate portal. I probably don't have time to go into the whole story about how that happened, but the Lionsgate portal is a really potent, amazing, magical, beautiful day, but particularly in central Finland. And so we have a rewilding retreat. It's a women's retreat. We spend time in sauna rituals. We swim in the deep glacial lake under the midnight sun. We do shamanic drum circles. We eat wild, beautiful foraged foods from the forest, and we reconnect with Finland, which, as I've already, talked about, is the where I gain all my inspiration, where Tea Huntress comes from, really. And we just feel that it's a kind of journey into the heart of the offerings that I have and the share and what Tea Huntress is and what it offers. And we are this year gathering at it's a traditional Finnish lake summer house, but there are horses there. So we're going to be working with horse medicine and the energy of the horses as well. We do morning yoga and tea ceremony, and we relax and we laugh and we eat and we do intention setting and we set intentions for the Lionsgate portal. But it's a really beautiful, magical experience and time of year. It's life changing. I stopped calling it a retreat and I've started calling it an initiation because it is an initiation into the ethos that Tea Huntress shares, which are slow down. Like, why Finland is the happiest nation on earth 9 years running because they have this wisdom, the ancient ways. And it's like you don't have to like be stressed out, just slow down and like enjoy nature. And simplicity is a luxury, and nature is wise, and you're good just how you are. And there's a lot of body love too in that retreat because of the sauna and the lake and the swimming. That's a big transformation that people experience is um, there's something in Finland called sisu, which is resilience. It's like just kind of strength in the face of whatever life brings you. There's this thing people say, life is full of disappointments, with a laugh. Like, who cares? Don't complain. Don't just It's okay. Life's not meant to be perfect. It's not meant to be easy. And your body's perfect just how it is. And life is perfect and you're perfect. And let's just enjoy this beautiful life that we get to live together and not, try so hard to be so perfect all the time. And I think American culture doesn't quite have that down yet because we're always like, take this herb and take that class and do this thing and get better and be better and try harder. And there's a lot more pressure. So it's a recalibration to the earth. It's a reset. Yeah. It's a beautiful time.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Okay. Well then, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful spring equinox and take some time to just revel in the splendor of spring and to maybe journal, maybe frolic, maybe wander through the woods, set some intentions, speak your emotions, cry them, scream them, share love that you have for other people, drink your daily cleanse, eat your greens, sit with tea. And I would love to see you all at the spring cohort. It's a really special time, and it would be if it resonates with you, if it feels curious, interesting to you, it is a life-changing experience. And you can ask us any questions at hello@thuntress.com. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you
Thank you.
all really soon.
Thank you, Sarah.
Bye. Thank you.